It is Monday. Welcome to Lee Speaks. I'm so glad you're joining us. Listen, I'm starting a little bit early, but people told me it didn't matter when I got started. They watched it at their own time. Anyway, today I want to ask you a question. Basically, I want to make a statement. Don't stress. Do this instead. Quite honestly, most of our stress, oh, it's no wonder. Most of our stress is not having our stuff gathered together. Most of our stress comes down to three basic things. One is not being congruent, and we looked at that last week. When our inward convictions do not match our outward actions, it leads to stress. When we say yes to something we really want to say no to, we put ourselves under stress. We wished before we even got it out of our mouth, we wished we would have said no. We had other things we needed to get done, but we said yes because we thought people wouldn't like us if we said no, because we want to be a good person and we want people to think well of us, all these different reasons. But we need to be congruent if we're going to get out of some stress, because stress again comes from not living your core values. Another reason, though, that we want to look at today that we find ourselves under stress is because we're in a crux. We're between two decisions. We don't know whether to say yes or no. We don't know whether to go or whether to stay. And when you can't make a decision, when you're in what we call limbo, you are also under stress. So many people today will have stress in their life just because they don't know what decision to make. They're in this twixt between a rock and a hard place, as the phrase goes. And a lot of our stress just comes to make a decision. So you and I have to realize that somebody has to make a decision. And the truth of the matter is, more money is lost in no decision than in bad decision. Just waiting and waiting and waiting. It gets worse and worse and worse, and you lose more money. You make things worse by just waiting. More decision is needed for you and I to come to this place of realizing I need to say yes or no. I need to take that job or not take that job. I need to leave or I need to stay. And when you're not able to make a decision, you find yourself under stress. And that leads me to the third thing that puts all of these in a proper place, is that basically we can't make a decision because we don't have enough information. And so we need to get the information we need so we can make a proper decision. Now, for men, the unwillingness to ask for help is what gets them in trouble. It's just pride. I don't want people to know I don't have the answer. I don't want people to think I'm stupid and don't know what to do. I don't want my wife to think I'm not the knight in shining armor, and so I have to have all the answers. But the truth is, we don't have all the answers, and we don't know everything, and we need to get some help. We need to ask for information. We need somebody to help us see things from a different perspective. Most of the time, in my counseling or life coaching, whatever it is I'm a part of, I just help people see what they are unable to see at the moment. We talk long enough, I share a couple ideas, we look at a couple questions, and almost every time a new idea comes to mind, something they hadn't thought of before. And now they realize, wow, I'm not stuck with no decision. I actually have two or three decisions, which is actually harder than not having any decision at all. Now I need to know what one of these three decisions is the right decision. And we'll talk it out until they come to grips with an idea, and then they'll make a decision and go. And once they make a decision, it's amazing to me, once they make a decision to go or to stay, almost all the stress is gone. Because stress comes from not making a decision. So once they've made a decision, now they can buckle under and go make something happen because they know they want to go north and not south. But most of the time, they just need some added information. They need somebody who's not in the middle of their forest and can see the trees to say, have you thought about this? Have you looked at this? Have you asked about this? Who do you know that can help you here? Those kind of things. So don't stress. Do this instead. Get congruent. Become one with your inner convictions. Make sure they match your outward actions. Number 2, make a decision. More money and time is lost in no decision than in a wrong decision. And I promise you, if you make a decision, if it's the wrong one, you will know fairly quickly and you can turn around. It's not the end of the world. You can start out north, and if you lose your peace, go south. Go south, young man. And then get some information. Do not let ignorance, which is not the same as stupid. Ignorance is just you don't know. If I started talking about welding terms and you're not a welder, you would be ignorant. It doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means you don't have any information about welding. You could get information and then you're no longer ignorant. And so get some information. Find somebody who's farther along than you are. Find somebody who's already been there, done that. Find somebody who that's their realm of expertise and sit down with them and ask some questions. Get some information. Then you can make a decision that's congruent with who you are, and then you'll find yourself basically stressless. I like that. I find in my own life the enemy's continually trying to put me under stress, trying to put me in anxiety. And I've just looked at, why am I anxious? And it's generally one of these 3 things. It's just, I want to say no, but I feel like I'm forced to say yes. I don't know what decision I should make, or I don't have all the information I need. And so I'll bet it's the same for you. So today, here's your challenge. Make your inward convictions match your outward actions. Make a decision. Decide yes or no, for it or against it. Get some information if you need to so you can make that decision. But go ahead and get that information. And then get from underneath the stress and just go make life happen. Love y'all so much. Thank you for watching. If you feel like this would encourage somebody you're connected to, would you share it? Would you give me a thumbs up? You like this? I found that the thumbs up is really beneficial, so give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions, or if I've brought up something that you want to talk about, if you'll ask me a question, I promise you I will answer it, even if that answer is I don't know. I will be honest to tell you I don't know, and then see if I can find out. I would love to answer your question, love to talk about your subject, because I know me. I'm geared to talk. I'm going to talk. I would much rather talk about things you're interested in. So give me a holler, let me know. Share this with your friends. See y'all next week.